information and stuff?
Information for what?
The channel.
What do you mean the channel?
I never wrote down the information, did you?
Oh yeah, I have that.
Okay,
Why
good.
wouldn't I?
I don't know. Also, Truman almost I think he almost paid me money or did me like a favor for me to like clip all the stuff. I was gonna be the editor.
Interesting. All right, give me a second here. Okay. Okay, we're live now.
Are we live?
We are in fact live. Yes, we are.
That's
We'll start in a second here,
crazy.
though.
No.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, Joe.
All right. So, hello everyone.
I'm
Actually,
gonna be
we'll
playing-
give him a minute. Yeah, we'll give him a minute.
Okay.
Maybe people can start hopping in.
Are we just gonna do the talking?
We'll do some talking in a minute. We'll let
Okay.
people join in first. You know, don't want to start too early.
Are you in the starting scene screen?
Just hopped out of that actually. I'll hop back in.
Nice.
Alrighty, let's see here. Where am I gonna put this up on? I'll toss on the Twitter as well. Official
Ooh, I forgot my kazoos. Where did I put my kazoos at? You're a big fan of my kazoos, right, Blue? Huge fan.
Ah, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. Kazoos are like an absolute sin.
I can't find them.
Can you even do a good kazoo?
Yeah.
Alright, do it. Prove it.
I gotta find the kazoos.
You gotta find it. You sure already have it, Biscuit.
I got like 30 cheap kazoos. Actually, no. And I gotta like open them now because I forgot where the other one is. It's probably dirty.
Interesting. Interesting.
I
All
use
right, well-
Push-It Talk. Not one hand.
Alright, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and start here.
10.
Okay? You good? You good? Alrighty. Well, anyhow. Welcome to the second podcast of the Outhouse. Today we're joined by Biscuit, myself, and our little
Joel.
guest here, Joel. Yes, Mary
Yeah.
Joel.
Guest speaker.
Yes, guest speaker.
Don't call him Mary.
He's not married?
He's not married. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Are you married? I don't know if you're married.
I'm not.
He's not. Interesting.
Well, then you dodged a bullet.
False
Congratulations.
information there. I don't like that.
False info. Alrighty. Well, Biscuit, ooh, how about you start us off, good sir?
Well,
Would
I'd
you like
like
to
to
talk about?
first start by giving some context. The reason we got to get another guy here, another person, is because the other guy, he kind of dipped. He had to do something. He was joining the army.
Yeah, he's actually going into
He's a
the
what?
military police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those. He's like imagine the lifeguards for swimmers. That's what he is, because he protects military people.
Think a
Yeah.
more better
That's, I mean,
better
basically.
analogy might be an actual police officer.
No. I mean, he's the police for the police. Imagine that.
No, but okay.
Kinda, basic.
Sure. And oddly enough, he's supposed to be a dog handler.
Yeah.
But he says he's allergic to dogs. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see how that plays out. That might
Yeah.
be
I
interesting.
know.
His
'Cause he
sergeant
said.
doesn't know that though.
Who said that?
Be Truman.
No, he didn't. Cap.
I think you met Truman, right,
True
Joe?
that. Yeah. I believe he met him once or twice.
Yeah, he's allergic to dogs, but he wants to be a dog handler.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cap. No way.
Anyhow, Biscuit, how about you go ahead and start us off here?
Okay, yeah. Well, what?
I don't know.
I was gonna say,
What? Say what?
actually, you know what? You know washing machines.
Oh,
Why do
yeah.
two. Like, why do we got a dryer and we got a washing machine?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we have one that does both? Like, what's the issue?
I feel like that's kind of challenging. You
What do
know,
you mean?
because like because one basically pumps in water and spins, right? Whereas the other one pumps in hot air and spins. You know,
Yeah, I mean, there's like one difference.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
Mark
know.
Hmm.
Rober could do it. I think if Mark Rober was given that task, he'd do it easily.
Could
You know
be.
what Mark
Could be.
Rober is?
I do not.
You should look him up. He makes great videos on YouTube.
Interesting. Okay.
He used to be an ex NASA engineer and stuff.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think of the Game Awards? Who's gonna win?
The
Of the
Game
what?
Awards.
Game Awards.
Didn't Ghosts of Toshima or something like that already win?
Oh, wait, what they won? Like of what? Of
He's
what?
getting the recorded
I
Category?
think
version.
the Game of the Year or something like that.
Really? Oh,
I think.
sure. Oh,
I've
yeah. I
never
hope
So
that.
seen the
yeah.
Game Awards.
I hope it wins that game right there. I hope the other game doesn't win.
What
You
other
know what
game?
I'm saying?
What game
You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm talking about.
is it?
So Last
San
of Us.
Andreas?
Come
What
on,
game are you talking about?
that's the Last of Us.
Oh
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you feel about Last of Us 2, Joel?
it's a horrible game. Don't buy it. And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying get the last one. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
worst
I really
storytelling.
liked the part where they just like knocked you on the ground and then shot you.
Oh yeah,
You know, I
not
think that
shot,
was.
not not shot me.
Oh,
With
that's right.
golf.
They
They're
beat your
playing
head.
golf, and
they beat him up. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got jumped.
you didn't get the hole in one that you wanted. You
You know,
know,
people
yeah,
wanted to play with Joe.
they're playing golf.
exactly. You did your team dirty, and they had to club your head in for it.
Yeah, they're playing like weird. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
I quit after that.
Yeah. All right, so Biscuit, what was this you wanted to talk to us about aliens?
Oh yeah, so this Israeli space officer guy, he used to be the head of the Israeli Space Force. He's not there anymore. He dipped, and he pretty much leaked information that the U.S. was working with aliens,
Hmm.
and these
Interesting.
aliens were like part of this whole group called the Galactic Federation. Sounds
Fascinating.
crazy, but apparently it's true.
Interesting. And has any other
And
governments commented on this, or any other officials?
no.
No.
He said he was probably gonna get killed.
Bro,
He said he didn't do it earlier because he was gonna get killed, but he has
Mhm.
nothing to live for now. So
Interesting.
I don't know how credible his information is from a
So
dead man
why
walking.
does he
uh,
have nothing to live for now? What happened?
I
yeah,
don't know. I don't. I
Was
mean,
he
you
like
gotta read the
fired?
article.
Did he? Well, I guess you said he retired. Interesting.
Yeah, he did retire. I don't know. Maybe personal issues, probably.
So what kind
Maybe
of
his wife left him.
federation we talking
I
here?
don't.
We talking like
There's also he also said that the U.S. has like people on Mars along with the aliens on like a Mars base underground.
interesting?
But if
Could
if all of this is true, I think the aliens are like screwing with us because I think they're duping us.
are they duping us?
I think they are
for
In what
sure.
way?
because they apparently the aliens don't want people to know that they exist, which is why people don't know that they exist. And I
Well, I
think
think
that just like well, according to this guy,
But we saw
interesting.
videos though, of like
yeah, we have videos, but like
Interesting.
it wasn't. It,
So
oh, go on.
what?
I think it was maybe a couple years back. So you know how like there's Mars like rovers and shit? Like there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
rovers on there and how they're solar powered.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, on occasion there's like these dust storms, right? Basically like tornadoes for us except like super weak. And they basically
Beta
put dust.
tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes. There you go. And they basically put all this dust over the solar panels, so they end up stop working, right? And at
Yeah.
some point, one just completely lost power because of that. And out of nowhere, it turns back online like a couple weeks later, and the dust is like completely cleaned off of it. Like something out there cleaned it off.
But like, why though? Was he like, what? This is pretty shiny. Let's see what it is.
Could be.
Let's
Could
find out.
be. That's an
And it
interesting
just
story
left the
there.
robot there. It just left the robot there. Was the
Yeah.
robot moved?
I mean, the robot was completely fine after that. Like, it was completely wiped off.
It just had like a. It just seemed they took it to the mechanics. Is that what
Could be.
happened?
What?
Could be.
The mechanic?
Was it like brand new?
No, like they
Probably.
wiped off the solar panels so that it could get energy again.
Huh.
So yeah,
Pretty cool.
I don't know. Do you think they'd stop SpaceX, Elon from getting to Mars?
No, I think. No, I
Have they
don't think
found one?
so.
Have they gotten?
Like, why would they stop him though?
I mean, if you're saying that they
If
believe,
they,
from what the Israeli guy stated, that we aren't ready to meet aliens. So do you think perhaps they'll try to stop him?
no, I think they'll be fine because it's gonna be like a. I think by the next 10 years, maybe 5, we'll know that aliens exist. We'll be
Interesting.
part of the Galactic Federation. I don't know.
Well, there's all these different weird like theories going on. Like back again, a couple years back again, like there was this like pilots would see, even on satellite, there would be these images of like this black almost triangle
It
looking
was like a
diamond
little
thing.
tic tac they called it, right? Like someone
Yeah,
called it like
yeah,
a tic
and it was
tac.
just like floating in the sky, just chilling.
Yeah, and they like
Kind of
move
weird.
super fast.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think
And
the sorry, go ahead.
because according to the article, the aliens and the U.S. government made like an agreement that they'll give them like technology, and they can just keep doing their experiments or whatever, for however long
Interesting.
they want, as long as they give them the goods, which is the technology.
Wait, who can keep doing their experiments?
The aliens.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. So maybe they don't want us to know because of all that anal probing, a lot of lawsuits. That's plenty of
Yeah,
lawsuits.
yeah. We're gonna. They don't want to get sued. Those aliens.
Yeah, that's part
Those
of their main
aliens.
goal.
They're not gonna get sued.
Do you think
And
we're gonna have to build a space wall?
I think so.
Yeah.
Probably. If they have a galactic federation, that probably means there's more than one group of aliens, right?
I mean, most
Like
likely, yes.
there's different species of them.
Could be. Could be.
Do you think they're racist?
I think that would be xenophobic.
What do you mean? What's xenophobic? What's the difference between racism and xenophobia?
Well, racism is like between different people, right? Whereas
Mhm.
xenophobia is like different species and shit like that.
Like if I hate, like if you choose between cats and dogs, are you xenophobic?
I don't even know what that would be called, but it's
What?
safe to say that if there is a federation, they're probably not xenophobic. Otherwise, kind of ruins the point of it being a federation. Anyhow, moving on from that
But
weird
I,
ass
I
topic.
imagine they don't have the same morals as we do, though.
Oh yeah, most likely not. You never know. And there's
And
this
would we
weird
join?
there's this weird thing where people like think aliens would kind of look like us, like humanoid. But if you
There's
think
this
about it,
theory. Oh, go on.
like if you think about it, right? We are the way we are because of like
Evolution.
evolution and
Yeah.
the area
But
we've been kind of around, right? So you got
yeah.
to think they probably don't look like humanoids.
There's a
They
theory
probably look
that every alien is just an evolution of human beings.
interesting.
Yeah, because space is divided into space and time,
Could be
and the further away you go, I think the different time is, and it's just a whole wild theory
it's
that
possible.
aliens are just us, but they became that way because of space.
Could be.
Hmm.
Could be. Oh my
Joel is over
goodness.
like, that's great. Okay, he's learning a lot apparently of all these theories.
I'm not gonna lie. You kind of distracted the hell out of me there, Biscuit. I don't even know what I want to talk about now.
I actually got a little list of things here that I want to talk about.
Keep them
But you can
going.
go. Well, I was about to say why monkeys are so stupid.
Sure.
Because you know how they didn't figure out agriculture and we did?
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb. Like, it's not that hard. They should have figured it out. You plant a
True.
seed, it grows. Like, what's so hard about it? They never figured it out. We
Well,
did.
you do have to tend to it. You know, you have to take care of it.
Well, not really. You just gotta put it down. Like the first farmers weren't like
Well,
tending to it. They
you
just
have to
dropped the
get
seed.
you have to stop weeds. You have to stop pests. You have to keep it uh like fed
Well, that's if you
essentially
want. That's
and
if you
watered.
want your fruit to grow, and they're like I don't know, on steroids. They
Oh,
don't know. It'll
steroids.
grow normally. Yeah, I mean, you can just plant something and it'll grow. It won't be the best fruit.
Well, if you want like mass, like if you want proper irrigation and proper farming, yeah, you have to do that, right?
Well, I don't
Because
think.
you
I
have
don't.
to think about it in mass quantities. You can't have like a little bit. A little bit isn't going to keep you fed, you know?
I just feel like monkeys should have figured this out. Even the little ones, the chimpanzee ones, they should have known.
Sure, sure. You know, I can't remember if it was orangutans. I'm pretty sure it was
What?
orangutans, right? They found this dog, just wild dog in the woods, and they basically kept it as a pet. They would feed it, they would pet it. So like they treated that dog as if it was their own pet.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, you know?
They found an orangutan.
No, the orangutans found a
Oh,
wild
oh
dog.
yeah, yeah. They found a dog. Yeah.
Yeah, and they would like
Well,
feed it, give it treats and shit.
that's how early humans got their dogs. You know that?
Well,
There
no,
was like a couple of dogs, and they were lazy. Like we don't want to hunt with those guys. Can we just like hang out
well,
with you guys?
well, no, that would actually be wolves, and
Yeah, the wolves did that.
we essentially kind of we
We just
formed like
said, hey, dude.
a
And
symbiotic kind of relationship to where they would help us hunt, and we would basically feed them. Essentially, we tamed
yeah,
them,
they would
which
also
is why like
you'd also
dogs
make
are the
sure
way they are now. You know,
the area is clear, no little like ambushers.
sure, interesting.
Man, that's very interesting. Not gonna lie. I got a
What?
cat.
Oh, you got a cat?
What?
How do we cats? I like cats because he never lost their instinct to kill.
Yeah,
I was.
yeah. You ever see like a cat like at the window looking at like a bird and it starts like
Yeah, like
chittering?
even if it just lived its whole life, like inside the house, like eating little I don't know what's the food they give them, like little rocks or whatever. Little I don't know what they're
Kibble?
called, but kibble. Yeah, sure. It's the name of like animal food is like what you call the strings on your shoes, like the tippy tops. Like you don't know the name, but they have a name. Just call it dog food or cat food. Well, yeah. So even if they eat all of that, they still have an instinct. Like you look at that window and like, yeah, I want to eat that bird. That bird looks
Sure.
tasty as heck.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Okay. You
But
can see where this is going.
you could say that about humans as well.
So
Like there's some instincts
cats.
that they have. Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
cats, unlike dogs, basically domesticated themselves. If you think about it,
Did they see what dogs were doing and were like, we wanted that action?
most likely, sure, sure. You know, because obviously, like the ancient Egyptians, kind of like
Yeah. Do you think
basically
the
worshipped them.
Egyptians were the ones that started it?
Yeah, yeah. And like way back in the day, um, even during like wars, like they consider these cats like holy, you know. So like what
You know,
this one invading army did was they painted cats on their shields, and the Egyptians refused to fight them, and so they lost. Just because
What?
they
That's
had so
so dumb.
wow.
it is so
It's like that time where the Spaniards came in and they killed the Aztec king, so everyone else just like surrendered, and there was like 1,000 more. I think it was like 10,000 and 1,000, and then they
sure,
killed the Aztec. 10,000 surrendered.
sure,
No,
sure.
they could have beaten them. Did they actually surrender them? It's dumb as
Yeah.
heck.
What's kind of weird though is like with the Aztecs, like obviously they probably could have overwhelmed,
Yeah,
you know, the Spanish and the Portuguese and all these other, I guess, colonizers, but they kind of refused to, because if you think about it, one, certain groups of them assume that they were gods, because like imagine you see somebody like you've never seen a white dude before, and he like, or like you've never seen a specific kind of person before, and they show up in this like golden looking armor. They look crazy, you know. They look godly, you know. So you assume
They I
so a
think
lot
they
of
were
them assumed
shocked.
they so a lot of them assumed they
Yeah.
were gods and gave them like trinkets and all that kind of shit.
Also, no, actually, the first ones they were kind of hesitant because a lot of them had like prophecy. Some of them they welcomed it, but others were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, we'll fix your ship now, leave." Because
Sure.
I think there was like a thing where this guy crashed the ship on like a local's island, and then they fixed it. Well, they let the guys in, but they were getting too cocky and they wanted too much. So
Mm-hmm.
like, we'll fix your ship and you guys can get out. And then they came back one time with all these guys and they beat the heck out of them.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the heck out of the Spaniards and they lost. And then they left, but they came back again and they beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, like Hawaii, it used to be like a bunch of locals. They used to have a queen,
Yeah.
but then the U.S. government came in and like, you're part of the U.S. now,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're taking away your queen status.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you guys want some freedom?
No.
No, but like they wanted
You're
it
getting it
anyway.
anyway.
You're getting it anyway. It's like the British flag. You're getting it anyway.
Exactly. I always found it kind of weird. Anyhow, because like back. Oh, you ever hear these like I think it was like was it Aztec death whistles? You ever hear
But
those?
yeah, those sound scary as heck.
Yeah,
It
those
was
are.
just
They would like literally use that like all throughout the night when they know like the invading or like the enemy's army is like right next to them, and they'll just use those all night long, freaking the living crap out of anybody. Because like if you properly like hear those, like say you hear a couple of them, that's fine.
it's
But
so
then
the
you're
enemy
hearing
will
like
be
hundreds
sleeping
of them.
and they would like have nightmares. Yeah, dude, those sound scary. Like how do you make that? How do you find that?
Biscuit. It seems that Turtle is calling you out. He's calling you a
What?
bit of a liar, or he's
What do
saying
you mean?
you're
Is he watching
inaccurate
the
with it.
stream?
So he said
How am
that
I inaccurate?
the U.S. corporation or the U.S. denied the corporations that took control of Hawaii and gave it back to the Queen, but at some point the government conceded to take the land.
Yeah, there was like a whole like a corporate thing going on. I don't want. I wanted to simplify it and just say that the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
government came in and said, "You guys are part of us
Kind of
now."
like how the U.S.
But yeah, there is that whole story.
So kind of like how the U.S. kind of forced Japan out of like feudalism
What's
in a
feudalism?
way. So feudalism is
What's that?
basically where okay, so you got a king on the top, and then below them you got like the lords, and then below that you got like barons, and below that you got like knights, and then you got the peasants, and so on and so forth. It goes down and down and down, right? So basically
Yeah,
think of it like as a
so
pyramid scheme. So like everybody on the
a
bottom is
pyramid
getting
scheme.
absolutely. You don't know what a pyramid
You're
scheme
wrecked.
is?
I know what a pyramid scheme is. I've been playing. They're pretty cool.
But yeah,
So I
that's
have.
basically what that is.
It's best when you're on top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
Precisely,
Oh,
exactly.
really?
Hey Kings, hey
Okay. I'm
Sarah,
getting messed. Wait,
how's it
what?
going?
What? What's happening?
Sarah's in
Is
the
Sarah
chat.
here?
She's in the chat,
Oh, which chat?
in the stream chat. Biscuit.
Oh, I'm not looking at the stream chat.
Oh, you should probably pull up the stream
Let's
chat.
go back.
Well,
I'm
Biscuit
not
was
pulling
on.
up the stream
I mean,
chat.
Biscuit's face was on the last stream. I guess he changed up his desk setup, right?
Yeah,
So you
and I
just
got a
got to
bad
find a new
angle.
thing.
Like it's just weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Should probably fix that up. But
Yeah. Yeah, you should do
what
that.
what on earth were we talking? Oh yeah. How America forced Japan to basically cut out feudalism.
Yeah.
I believe there was
You know,
actually a movie on that with what was it? Not Tom Hanks. God, what was his name?
every
Tom
movie
Cruise.
that is good and
Tom
Tom Hanks. What do
Cruise.
you mean?
Tom Cruise. That was it. Tom Cruise.
Mm.
That was an interesting movie to watch. It wasn't bad.
There was this Japanese guy that thought the war wasn't over and he was like stranded down an island.
Oh yeah. So basically, he, along with a squad of Japanese soldiers, were stationed over in the Philippines, and over time, his squad mates were like dying over the years,
Yeah.
and at some point, there was only like a couple of them left, and then they were basically hiding out in the mountains, constantly raiding the villagers, and at some point, there was leaflet drops saying, "Hey, war's over, go home." And
And
a
they thought
couple
it
of them
was
left.
propaganda.
Yeah. They thought it was propaganda, and then some of them actually left the group, went back home,
I think
And
did he kill them? Did he kill them? Because I remember like if you surrender, that's like dishonor.
I don't believe
Like
he
you
killed
get
them.
killed.
I
No.
don't believe he killed them. But he believed it was propaganda, and the only way he would leave is if his commanding officer relieved him of duty.
Oh yeah.
And so over the years, eventually, it was like even like over a decade later or some shit.
Yeah. It was
They finally went into the woods, and basically they convinced his commander was still alive, and so he
yeah.
went up to the valley and it's like, hey, dude, fucking war's over,
Chill.
bro. Chill, stop killing the peasants. And
Yeah.
luckily the Filipino government at the time pardoned him and was like, yeah, you're cool.
But he killed
And
like
so he
so
went
many
home.
people.
He killed a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
he,
That's kind of weird. You're
you know,
like they're like we understand. Yeah, it makes sense.
exactly.
I don't know
You know,
if you should forgive the guy. I mean, like
yeah,
he was killing peasants. Like honestly,
yeah,
like they didn't have any weapons. Well, he was.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for the most part, he was just doing like raids, like burning their shit down and stealing food. But he
But
definitely did kill people.
I'm sure he
Um,
committed a couple war crimes. Am I right? I mean,
yeah, there's another actually story. Um, it's called The Railway Man. I believe they even made this into a movie. And basically, there's like these different divisions in the military, and one of them is like the signals company. Basically, they're like frontline troops that set up HQ and shit. And at some point, I can't remember what island it was on, but their island gets like overtaken by the Japanese, and then they're forced to then start working on the Burma Railroad. Railroad, if you don't know that.
is it in Burma?
Yes, it's in Burma. So it's basically around like Vietnam and Thailand and shit like that. And so
Hmm.
over time, all these POWs are like working on it. They're basically working them to death, and they managed to construct a little radio. And yeah, in Myanmar.
It's
Um,
like there's a couple weird like POW stories. I think there was a couple POWs that like resorted to cannibalism
yeah.
when they escaped the.
Um, so anyhow, um, the Japanese end up finding it, and they start torturing the guy. I can't remember what his name was, but like they break him, like break his limbs and shit like that. And decades later,
Damn.
the soldier writes a book, right? But also, so does one of the Japanese interpreters. He also writes a book, and eventually, basically, news media outlets make the connection and figure it out. And the two old guys agreed, like, all right, we're gonna meet. And the old guy that was getting tortured went there with the intention on killing the
Oh,
old Japanese guy. And
Damn.
like you could see like the pistol, or it was a knife. I can't remember which one. But before that ever happened, the old Japanese guy basically like takes his arm and he's like, "Hey, I remember breaking you right here," and like he like apologizes for all the terrible shit he did, and like it was good that he didn't kill him because the elder Japanese man basically dedicated the rest of his
and
life
also
after World War
it's
II to correct all his
also good
wrongs.
that he didn't kill him because that would be murder, and we do not support murder. Isn't that right?
Uh,
Murder is bad.
Yeah.
uh,
Murder.
So anyhow,
Joe, you have anything to say about murder?
so yeah, that
no.
Okay, good, good.
yeah,
Then you
murder bad,
understand that murder bad. Yeah,
murder bad.
Very good. I
murder.
mean,
But yeah, so like the old man basically dedicated his entire life after World War One. Like he put in his savings, he put in money, he donated to a lot of charities, he helped build up a lot of things and help people basically. So he wanted to right his wrongs in a way, and
He
they
felt
end up
bad.
making up. Yeah, he felt bad, right?
Do his bads outweigh his goods though?
I believe this is actually a quote, if I can remember it. The good doesn't wash out the bad, nor does the bad the good. Right? So it's like you should
Yeah,
just own up to the bads you did, and in the future just keep doing rights. You know, basically shit like that. Yeah, certainly,
yeah.
Turtle. If you want to join
Wise.
us next time, you're more than welcome to.
Is he, dude? I gotta check out this stream chat apparently because you guys are like having a whole conversation over there.
A
See
little bit,
what's
yeah.
going. I'm gonna bring up. Have you guys? Would you guys ever try venom, like snake venom?
oh no.
Like you wouldn't try it? You can
No,
actually drink it.
no.
You can drink
Um,
snake venom.
I'd say it depends on the venom. What kind of venom are we talking here?
Cyanide.
Cyanide is not a snake venom. That is just poison.
There's a difference between poison and venom. That's what you're saying.
Okay, poisons can be made of venom, but cyanide is definitely not snake venom. So snake venom, I believe the way it works is not only is it a blood thinner, but also it can lower your blood sugar quite drastically.
Your blood
See,
sugar. What do you mean? You're not a doctor, so I'm not gonna ask you how. But that's,
we can do
you
one
know what?
next. We can do one on the
People
weekend,
actually
Joe.
drink. Venom.
Yeah, some people
Does he want
actually.
to join or something?
Yeah, for next week's podcast, we can add him in.
Okay. Yeah.
So what a lot of people do, I think what you're trying to get at is a lot of people will take either small amounts of poison or even snake venom, which is poison, um, to basically build up an immunity to it,
Yeah.
right? So over time, basically in the future, if you ever get like bit by a specific snake and you've been taking its venom for years and higher doses over time, then at some point you're not really going to be immune to it, but its effects are going to be greatly, drastically lowered, right? I think he actually, I don't know if any of you seen the movie
Can you do
called,
that with any venom or poison? Maybe have little amounts.
I think it has to be specific things, because like if
Mm,
it's like a poison that really fucks you up, then probably not. But like if you ever seen the movie, I believe it was called The Princess Bride. The guy, like,
no.
okay, so basically this dude is fighting over this girl, right? And he's trying to get her
Mm-hmm.
from a bad guy, and the bad guy sits down with him and he's like, all right, this is how we're gonna do it. There's two cups here, and the savior then puts poison in both the cups. And he's like, all right, one of these cups isn't poison, and one of these cups is poison. And so
Ooh.
they drink, and the bad guy thinks, all right, well, haha, you drank the poison. But in reality, they both drank the poison. The one guy dies, but the hero doesn't because he was building up an immunity to it over time.
It's
It's a
like
good movie. It's a good movie. You should watch it.
I saw this on Sherlock. Where there's like a guy and
Sherlock.
there's like one of us is gonna leave the room. One of us is not gonna be poisoned.
Hmm.
And he figures out which one it is.
Oh yes, yes.
You seen the episode?
I did see that episode. Neither of them actually took the poison.
That was it. It was like the riddle.
Yeah,
That was a
Mm-hmm.
big
yeah, that
trick.
was the riddle though. What's the difference between venom and poison? Well, poison could be like anything. Poison can be made of like nightshade and shit. Whereas venom is specific to, say, like snakes or like specific creatures. You know.
Also, Blue. What are you working on? You have a YouTube channel and people watch that. Your YouTube channel. What are you working on?
Yeah. So recently I did stuff on Brime, and now I'm doing stuff on other things. Pretty soon I should be releasing like a video on like Antifa and all these
Oh,
other. Uh, yeah.
like what are you writing? Like is it just? Oh, you don't want to spoil it?
Not too much, but basically it's like what Antifa is and understanding it, kind of. And another thing
Mm.
I'm probably gonna be like I'm gonna be working on basically a lot of like political kind of shit like that, and weird things that
Antifa
are going on.
101.
Sure, sure.
That's cool.
All right. So like, what's the future for Prime though? You guys know?
They got like a new whole team. Like there's a whole new like guys behind there. I
What?
think.
Where did the other guy go? The what's his
Major
name?
respect.
No, 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 not no. He was like helping with the website. I
He
forgot his
didn't
Brady?
name.
help. Avoided leave.
No, he didn't help
Oh
with the website.
wait, who? You guys remember
Are
that
you
one guy that like screwed everyone over? That one developer.
I have
He
no
No,
like
idea what you're
not
talking
that
about.
he
guy.
Are you
he
talking
played
about the
he
two
he played both
dev
sides.
are you Joel, are you talking about the two devs that left because of they were getting like doxxed?
Oh
No,
yeah, that one
there
was
was
bad.
there was one. No, there was one guy. He was talking shit, but
This was
he came and helped.
like very
He,
recent?
no, so, yeah, he left. He left because he's on the Discord anymore.
Are you talking about
Yeah, we
Gravy?
don't.
Oh yeah, Gravy. Yeah, yeah. Not yeah, Gravy. Yeah.
I do believe I know what actually happened with him. If I could scroll through my chats here. Uh, basically, I'm pretty sure he basically felt that he was undervalued or something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. From what I've been told,
What's
I
up
don't
with
know.
all these
I don't know if this is accurate
free
information or
developers
not.
based on title?
But basically, he felt like he wasn't valued. Um, so yeah, that's basically why he left.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's weird though. Did he have
but
like a bigger position? I mean, he wasn't getting paid, was he?
from what I was aware of, I don't think he was. And if he was probably. What about Take Two? So
Ooh,
Oh,
Take
where's Take
Two.
Two?
So
Where
the
is
story
he?
behind Take Two was essentially that originally he
He
made
made
the
the logo.
original, yeah, the original
Logo.
long time ago logos
Good. The good
for
logo.
Grime.
Not this one.
Yeah,
Not this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
not these logos.
The
Of
bad
course,
one.
there's definitely a bigger story behind that,
The
but basic
doxing. Blah blah blah.
doxing, the fact that it was stated that he wasn't necessarily a staff member, but he
No, he
pretty
wasn't.
much was.
He was.
he acted like one.
Yes and no. So yeah, stuff like that. Um,
I still remember that he went to like other Discord or something. Talk shit. I
Is
remember.
Take Two still around?
yes, yes. He isn't in the
Yeah.
Prime
I
Discord, I
mean,
don't think.
talk.
He doesn't really talk in there. He did for a time go over to Lunar, which is another
Oh
in the
yeah,
making streaming thing.
he went into that
He
bandwagon.
also, I think he either left that or got kicked out. From
Really?
what he told me, and I don't want to like disgrace anyone's name. Basically, the Lunar, like he was making stuff for Lunar 2, and he was kind of a part of that. And one of their investors or promised investors didn't like him, so he made up a bunch of bullshit and basically got him banned. That's what he
Well,
told me. I don't know how accurate this is, or this is what I was told a long time ago. So I could also be getting things a bit wrong here, but that's kind of what happened with Take Two. He's gone doing his own thing now. I believe he's streaming on Twitch still. But yeah.
I still like
Um,
don't know about the drama between you guys. Like the
so between me and TJ,
yeah, and the other guys and Meow
so
and like
all right. So
oh yeah,
basically,
yeah,
Meow
cool.
was
he's cool.
actively in
Okay.
conversations with TJ and kind of giving him advice. And at a certain point, TJ started causing a lot of drama, and Meow basically started recording things when TJ and Take Two started having beef,
Yeah, yeah.
which caused
Well, I
drama.
mean,
And he then repaired the beef because he got into VC
yeah.
with them. He like made them make up.
Yeah,
Um,
he went to the they make though he was there.
yeah, and so he recorded that along with I believe Take Two even recorded it. Um,
TJ knew that though.
Everyone was recording everything at
and
that time.
yes,
Yeah,
and in that VC, TJ basically made up a lot of bullshit and lies, which I then covered, such as him being managed by LFM. And
Oh yeah, he
gosh,
told me
what
that.
else did he
Well, for
discuss?
anyone who doesn't know, LFM is like a Keemstar is different. He has a
Yeah, it's
company he
like
manages. As
it's
well.
like a management company for like
Yeah.
streamers and media personalities. And I contacted LFM, and they're like, "No, we don't fucking manage this guy. We don't know who the fuck that is."
He told me
So
so
that
many
happened.
fake stories though.
He
I
told a lot
mean,
of fake stories.
yeah.
I know for a fact that one direct story he actually told you, Joel, was how he had lawyers. If you remember that,
yeah.
he
I
basically told you that he was donated 6 lawyers. He told this to you and Jasmine, and that was a lie, because later on, in another VC, he stated, "Oh no, they weren't donated. I gave them a percentage of brine," which again, that didn't even make sense, because at
mhm.
no point would a lawyer or even a lawyer team making it kind of
He
like
was just
a
lying.
thing like that. He was.
He was lying one after another. Honestly.
Yes, the issue with TJ is, and me and a lot of people believe this, is he's like mentally ill. He's not someone that is in their right mind, right? The amount of lies and bullshit that he caused
I
is
don't want to
what
call him a
caused.
pathological liar, but
I would. I personally
he
would.
would lie on a pathological level.
Yes. Like
Honestly.
to if it's at a point where he is manipulating people on purpose and he's fully aware of it, that's fucked up. And so that's basically why I kept calling him out. And originally, when I was doing all this, I was like if you looked at my videos from the beginning to the end, like you'd see in the very beginning, I'd be like trying to give him suggestions on how to act properly and not do stupid shit. And at a certain point, it basically snapped to where he's not a good person or doing things that is for the good of Brime.
He
Like he was
kind of
actively
he
lying.
kind of ruined. He kind of ruined. Like he kind of ruined Brian a little bit.
He
His
definitely did.
his best
He
decision was selling
he ruined like
the
the
company.
for me. He ruined the VC. Like nobody goes to the VC anymore. Like
Yeah,
Yeah, the VC's just been
precisely.
packed.
it's
Like
like
it's
it's like that. It's not like June. Like everybody used to come every time. Now
mm-hmm.
it's like nobody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like early June, everybody was in it, and then at a certain point, he completely like removed most of the VCs and forced Push to talk and do a bunch
Well,
of shit, and it
well
died.
to be honest, also I think that was when the server like started, so
Yeah.
it was probably gonna be like very active in the beginning.
Oh
But
yeah.
Yeah,
he definitely did kill a bit because he like took them all off and he made them push to talk.
yeah. He made a lot of decisions that were not for the better of Brime, right? And it really did
Yeah,
kill it to where now this new Brime team, like he sold it for like $300 or $400,
yeah.
and
He didn't really sell anything either. It was just an idea at that point. Like
basically,
he didn't like
you
he
know,
didn't do anything.
and my kind of firm belief was at a certain point he stated like, oh no, we're never going to accept public funding, and then he changed his tune on that. He's like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll sell these, maybe I'll do this, and it's
In the
like,
lights, like in the light situation, I don't know like what happened there, but he
so
lied
with the
too. No.
light situation, um he was like actively lying to Light about certain things, and at a certain point him, like Matt, which is the guy that was suing TJ, or
Yeah,
not suing
he said he
TJ,
was
I
gonna
should
sue
say.
all of us.
He wasn't suing
Yeah.
TJ. From what I kind of know is basically he stated that oh, what was it? He sent him a cease and desist because Matt was under the assumption that TJ was stealing his stuff or his ideas, which
Well,
I don't, yeah,
the thing is, Ryan was working for Brime and he was also working for Matt. And then apparently they had similar ideas in the code of it, and that's where it's like
he,
where he
yeah,
got the idea.
yeah, somewhere around that. And anyhow, basically, Light kept at kind of like TJ even refused to like pay for like servers or get anything that like Light kind of needed from what Light stated. And I don't really want to talk too much on this because like I did promise Light that
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
do
wouldn't
certain
put
things.
Matt above suing someone honestly. So I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, so I'm not really concerned about Matt at all. He's fucking insane.
Didn't he have like a foundation or something?
Yeah, so he owns some shit. But
He
basically,
he's a wealthy, big like
yeah. So
child
Light
because
ended up leaving because he didn't want to have to deal with any of this shit. And
Yeah.
TJ would lie. He was like in a VC lying about why Light left and all the things about Light. And like I, of course, this was all recorded and it was sent to Light, and Light's like, yeah, no, that's all bullshit. And Light appears, right? And then I sent like he shows up in the Discord again. He starts talking with TJ, and TJ like immediately changed his tune like on a snap of a finger. He's like, oh yeah, no, me and Light, we're best buddies. No.
yeah.
It's like he was like actively talking shit about him. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with Light. He left because he didn't want to have to deal with all this shit.
I hope this doesn't bite us
If this
in the butt after.
No, it won't.
if this teaches us like tell the truth, man, that we see what we could pack back for people, but
Yeah, like
I just remember like I used to stay up all night talking to people in the VC.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
so
Those I remember those days.
Yeah.
Like the VC was full almost all the time, or it had a bunch of people in it at all times. And then like the very next day, instantly dead the moment TJ made like those changes, you know. But yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, Joel, like I wouldn't say I know everything that
I feel
goes on
like
in the
most of the
background,
people,
but I know a lot.
most of the
I'd say.
people in the chat, I don't think they know what we're
yeah,
talking
no,
about.
They
So
probably
basically,
know.
we went.
no,
You think so? You
no,
think? I don't
no.
know, man.
Okay, so basically, Brime, like, okay, so I'm assuming y'all know what Twitch is because obviously we're on it. Basically, Brime is like a startup company that um, wanted to be the new Twitch, right? And so
Yeah.
they originally wrote off. Everyone assumed that Brime was being made or ran by Doctor
Oh, a bunch of
Disrespect and
streamers.
Shroud. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. But of course, TJ was like, "Oh, we don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't." And that's how they got famous. Basically, that's how Brime got famous.
Yeah, because
And
he
got the
didn't
German
confirm
version.
deny anything.
He's like, "I cannot confirm or deny."
Yeah,
So he
and that
wrote
was
off of
so
that.
dumb, dude.
It was
Yeah,
his
everyone came in and
tweets.
like,
His
well,
tweets.
he I think he
What do you
talked to like
say?
Ninja's wife about Prime as well.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
he did a lot of questionable posts on Twitter.
Yeah,
What do you say?
he would like suggest that like there was gonna be some
He
famous
would
streamers
make
like
he would heavily suggest and hint that Doctor Disrespect was in fact a part of Brime or was gonna come to Brime, and he would actively do it, or he'd
Yeah.
actively state that these other streamers would come over. No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. So yeah,
So guys, what do you guys think of having a stand-up comedian or a DJ at your funeral?
I think that'd be. I do believe there's actually services for that.
Really?
You can pay people to cry at your funeral.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that is
that's
a real
so
service.
cringe, dude. That's so
And like
cringe.
someone had like a
I
list
would,
of the things they do. They'd be like, "All right, $20 and I'll come to your funeral. $25 and I'll cry at your funeral. $30 and I'll like
yikes.
scream why no."
Imagine being that disliked
Or like, pay me like
for that
$500 and I'll
moment.
jump on your coffin crying, like as it's going into the
Oh,
dirt. Like, well, I don't think it's just solely
jeez.
being like disliked. It's more like that's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
There's this
But you think people got that unironically?
probably not.
No.
There's
You
probably
think?
a couple. Probably a couple. There's also this one Irish guy. I believe this video's up on YouTube. He
Oh
died
yeah, I
and
seen
he
that.
recorded it, and like he made it sound like as if he's still in the coffin alive. And
Yeah.
that was a good one.
What if he was though? he just
He's,
he regrets it.
he's like, ah shit.
Like he just gives up. I would give up if that was the case.
That would be so sad.
Yeah, dude.
I mean that's kind of why they used to put those bells, you know.
If you were a comedian at a funeral, that'd be so awkward.
It really would. It would.
You tell a bad joke. Imagine that.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
My goodness.
Like having Kevin Hart at your funeral.
Oh.
No, man. What do you guys think of the mods in Brian?
The mods, I mean, they're cool. One of them, like I left the VC once and it was
Mods.
full, and he just let me back in.
Are you talking about the community moderators or the head moderator kind of thing?
The community.
Okay, Enjoy's all right. He's chill.
Okay.
God, there is this one fucking guy I absolutely dislike him.
What?
Who?
Like God, I gotta find him. He like acted. He's so irrational and crazy.
Which one? Was it Bob?
Like he would like verbally attack me because I disagreed with how TJ was acting.
What?
Let me see
That's
here.
one hell of a supporter. I gotta say.
I gotta find this. This guy was like absolutely nuts. gosh. I gotta find it. Was it Threat Me? Oh, it's Mixed High Creed TV or whatever.
What? I don't know who's that.
Oh gosh, I gotta find him on Discord. It's like I don't know. He acts. Yeah, it's Mixed High Cred. This
I
guy.
met a lot of good people on this server. Like, even though how much like trash we talk about it, I met
Yeah.
a lot of good people on the Prime server.
Yeah.
There's a new guy though, Woods.
I actually met Blue on the Prime server, and I met a couple other people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the people are chill as long as they're not kind of ridiculous. But
Yeah.
There's a new guy though. Like his name is Woods. Though. It's a new one.
Woods.
What's his name?
Don't think I've met him.
No, the new moderator, man. Woods.
Yeah. I don't know. My thoughts on Prime is it's going to be very difficult for them
Yeah.
from a PR standpoint to get the community to like and trust them again. You know, because they gotta dig. They basically have to find a way to dig out of like 100-foot hole. You know.
Well, I mean, if they rename themselves and like destroy the Discord, I think they'll be fine. And
well, that kind of that removes the entirety of
their audience. But
exactly.
If you want to start fresh,
I mean,
there's like 1,000, right? 1,000 people on the Discord.
They claim that they already have funding, right?
Yeah, they got a bunch of investors.
Exactly. So I think they said like 5 million or some shit. I don't know.
Damn.
Really? No.
That was said in the QA.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how accurate that is, but you know, if they truly do have that money, or even a decent chunk of funding, then on a technical aspect they should be good. But it's all about fixing the bond between them and the community. They have to show that they.
Yeah. How many people are in the Discord?
Probably thousands.
And like, so like, how many people talking?
I'd say at least 3,000 people in the Discord. Not many people.
It's pretty dead now, though.
It's been dead for a long time.
It was deader before, but it's still dead.
I think when it was alive, it was Fish. He talked the most. That's like the most.
Oh yeah, Fish Sticks. I remember Fish Sticks.
Yeah, a lot of the OGs just stopped talking, to stop dealing with it.
Fish Sticks was like he would change his tune around different people.
There are 3,685 people in that Discord, from what Truman stated. So the thing with Fish Sticks, I mean, Fish Sticks was an alright guy. And he changed his tune a lot because he just wanted to get information. So like he'd act all buddy with me because he's a chill dude, and then he'd act all buddy with TJ because he wanted to get info, and that's basically how that worked. And a lot of us weren't aware that he was doing it for that reason, so we just assumed that he was kind of like a snake. But in reality,
no, like even
really
then,
wasn't.
I mean, that's like he would turn on you if TJ was on because he wanted the information. Like
well, no, he'd like
that wasn't cool.
He'd try to get on TJ's good side to get info, basically. Right, and that's an understandable thing to do if you're trying to get information, you know. But like, he wasn't a bad guy, I don't think. You know, he was all right.
No, he wasn't a bad guy. He was okay.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that like started their own thing after. I think he started like the Lodge with a couple friends.
Oh, the Lodge, yeah.
But I think that he stopped it. I think did they stop the Lodge?
I left it recently, but from what I was aware, Fish Sticks left it. He gave
left what?
Houdini left it as well, didn't he?
I don't know.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
The Lodge.
Were you in the Lodge?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, people don't know, the Lodge was a Discord server created by a bunch of ex-primers, and they would just hang out, and it was like a community for streamers.
Fish is still in it. Very dead. Yeah.
They made a whole Twitter for it as well.
Yeah. I think it could have been a really good thing if they kept kind of like pushing, you know. But they kind of stopped with that. Very unfortunate. There was actually a story behind that as well. Within
the
there
Lodge?
was that Fish accidentally doxed TJ.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and so a lot of people
What?
are so like
Didn't
people are like,
didn't
oh, it's gonna get taken down, or people are gonna get in trouble. Nothing really happened of it, of course.
didn't like TJ dogs take two or take two dogs TJ?
TJ doxed several people. One of the first people he doxed was somebody who lived in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He also doxed somebody's Facebook, and he doxed who else? And it was supposedly he also, and this isn't like fact. Supposedly he also doxed those two devs that
No,
had to leave.
dude, that was sad. I felt really bad for that one.
I really did, because like
'Cause
I talked with those
didn't
guys a lot, and they were
they had a
legitimately,
family, right?
they both have families. Those guys were like legitimately good people, you know,
Yeah.
and they tried to fix things. And so what? So they were getting doxxed in the sense that people were like sending them pizza, and like at that point they know your address now, and that's getting leaked on the internet. Somebody even leaked photos of
If
their
they know your
children.
address, they know where your kids go to school, where
Exactly.
you
Like
work.
they leaked photos of their own kids. Like
Oh,
that's how fucked
dude.
up that was. And the reason why a lot of people suspect it was TJ was because one of TJ's alts was leaking that shit. Right? So everyone's like, makes fucking sense that it was TJ leaking it. Especially in the sense that they were
Yeah.
sending pizza. You know? TJ
Was
was
it
doing the
already
same
paid
thing.
for at least?
Probably. Weird thing with TJ is like he said
Okay.
he was getting doxxed and that they were sending him pizza, and he gave different stories in regards to that. At first, he'd say, "Yeah, they're sending me pizza, and I have to pay for it." The next thing he said was, "Oh, yeah, they're sending me pizza. They already paid for it." Another thing he said was, "They're sending me pizza, but I have a tab with the pizza restaurant." Like, what kind of local pizza
Oh,
restaurant has a tab?
yeah.
No. So like he's
He
even
told me this sly once that he got doxxed by this trans girl who wanted to be the first trans streamer on Prime.
yeah, that was another thing. She threatened. No, what he stated was she threatened to dox him or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And
That was
God,
a
what
really
was the
bad.
other thing? He like he said, "Oh yeah, I'm moving," and he didn't really move. He's done this like 3 times now, and right now he's saying he's also moving, but can't really tell if that's accurate because he said he did it like 3 times. But let's see what else. God, there's so many. There's so much bullshit coming out of his mouth. It's
Do you have
ridiculous.
any other topics you want to talk about? I'm a clip on this later. It's gonna be a long clip.
That's totally fine, man.
I,
But
yo,
like,
I gotta go.
no problem,
Sorry.
Joel. Thank you for
You
joining
gotta
us,
go.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
See
been
you
a
around.
pleasure.
All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. If you guys wait, do this more. So,
Yeah, definitely. We do it like maybe once a week. So yeah,
all right.
see you next time, man. Peace
Yeah,
out.
bye bye.
Also, going away from all that Prime stuff. You know how farmers have farm animals.
Sure.
You like if you were to raise an animal, would it taste different? Like if you were to raise a chicken and you have like a connection with it, would it taste different when you eat it? Like
I feel that's kind of sad if you think about it, cause like okay, like I don't like the idea
like when
of like
not eating your dog, like how a farmer eats his pork, like
yeah,
he
sure.
raised the pork.
I feel like it's kind of like
It like
so you know how like if you cook your own food compared to like buying it.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you buy it, it's probably processed, right?
Well, David is in our VC Truman. I'm pretty sure he just doesn't have a mic. So we're having him sitting here and he can like
Yeah, we
type
have
to
a
us if
guy
he
named
wants.
David, not another guy named David.
But yeah, it's like I imagine it's like cooking your food compared to buying it. It just feels more gratifying. The person like
It depends how good.
yeah, it also depends on how good you can cook it, of course. Yeah, you don't want to
Like
cook
if
some
I cook
dog
my
ass
food
meal,
and it's
you
not, and
know.
I like, would I rather like make my own pizza or
Yeah,
like buy a
yeah,
pizza?
yeah, Truman. He has to be server muted. But obviously, if he actually, has a mic and wants to talk, then he's more than welcome to, and I can unmute him and all that jazz. But yeah. I mean, I've made pizza before. It's kind of nice making your own pizza,
My grandfather told me the story the other day. He was watching a documentary, and he went to part of the documentary is they went to like a small village in Mexico, and then the documentary went to like a little farm, and in the farm they had a bunch of dogs in a corral, and then the guy was like, "Hey, why do you have all your dogs in a corral?" And they're like, "They're our food."
Interesting.
And I think they had like a lamb as a pet.
There is a specific Discord for this. I don't know if I set up the Nightbot for it or not.
So yeah, these people, they were eating dog because they really enjoyed eating dog.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll link
apparently
it.
Dog tastes good.
Here. 1 second.
Tastes better than pork, apparently. At least these people.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me mod Truman.
Would you guys ever have dog? Like eat? I think I've actually eaten dog.
I'd consider it. Because like obviously different cultures can have different things. Because like China has like these different festivals where like they eat dogs and cats, and like obviously people in the West kind of don't like that because we consider them as like pets and parts of our family.
Yeah. I think I told you this story a long time ago, but like in Mexico, I went to a Chinese restaurant, and like a couple weeks later, they got closed down because they were using dogs. And I had chicken in that place.
Ruh-roh.
So I think that I might add dog. And like even when I had tacos in Mexico, sometimes I'm like, this meat tastes kind of funny.
This chicken leg is looking kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little weird sometimes.
Yeah, definitely could be. Could certainly be. Oh man, but yeah, we have a. There's a.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I think about. Huh?
There's people who eat him like human, like actual, like There's this guy. I think he goes around and he pays people for half their liver, and he'll eat it.
How much is he paying?
I don't know, but like if you like cut half your liver, it'll grow back.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of cool.
I mean, I'd consider it. I mean, how are we getting this removed? Like proper surgery or like?
Well, I imagine I don't think he does it himself in like an alleyway. I think he gets like a doctor to do it.
I'd consider it then. Depends on the pay. My liver might
would you
be
watch
that
him
good.
eat it though? Like, would you watch him eat your own liver? Or would you just leave? Like,
I mean, I'd maybe try my own liver too.
You want a piece of that liver? Actually,
yeah, I'd try a bite.
You try a bite of your liver?
I've never tried liver before. Might as well.
There's also this story where this guy eats his own foot. Like they chop it off and he eats his own foot.
I feel
just to try it.
I don't know if I'd do that, because I kind of.
You wouldn't eat your own foot. I mean,
he
didn't take it out just to eat it. I mean, there was like an accident, and then he lost his foot, and then he ate it.
Well, sure, maybe.
Then would you eat your foot?
I mean, maybe not a foot. That I feel like.
Would you keep it at least?
How would I keep my foot? Maybe I'd keep the bones. Maybe put them on display.
Just keep the bones. Ooh, that'd be cool though.
Yeah.
But you can't sell them because that'd be weird.
No, you could sell it.
You'd have to keep. I mean, no, you don't want someone else's bones on your wall. Why would he sell
people that? I mean, there are people that collect, human bones.
Human bones, but I don't think they're fresh though. Like, you're giving them fresh bones.
I feel like that'd be high in demand.
No, I think you're.
Yeah, feet and hands would probably not be that tasty, because it's not really that much meat. It's more like ligaments and
Never
veins
tried
and
it. What
shit.
can I say?
Yeah, very little meat, so the meat that is there is probably not going
to. It depends on the person, really.
Yeah, I mean,
being honest here.
What part of a person do you think is most appetizing?
Probably the leg, dude. Like honestly,
like
the
upper leg
thigh.
meat. Yeah, thigh
Why are
leg
we
meat.
talking about this? What is this?
I
We're
mean,
like a.
you started talking about like someone buying human livers.
Now that I say it, that like eating someone's thigh, that sounds kind of weird. Even for me.
I mean, might as well try it at some point in your life.
I mean, if you want, if you know what, if
believe
aliens are real, like the Galactic Federation is a real thing, maybe I'll consider it.
we'll
Because
be
then
their cattle.
life's crazy. Life's crazy like that. And if there's actual aliens in the Galactic Federation and stuff, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll eat someone's foot.
You gonna eat some
with
animals?
consent. With consent, of course.
With consent? I don't know. I think I'd go for probably around the belly kind of area, because I feel like it's where most of like the blubber is,
I don't know.
You know.
Never. I'm not a doctor.
Maybe ribs.
Human back ribs.
Human
Jesus
ribs.
Christ. If you want to get out of student debt, like if you really screwed the pooch with this one, and you got so much debt, just sell your liver. Sell your liver. Not your liver. I mean your kidney. Sell your kidney.
Kidney.
Yeah, I mean, if you really screwed the pooch and you're really in debt, you sell your kidney.
Well, yeah,
you got two for a reason.
Yeah.
I say God created two kidneys for you to get out of student debt.
Well, I mean, then you have to kind of go through life with only one kidney.
You have to what?
Well, then you have to go through life with only one kidney. Like that's basically you have to have a very specific diet then.
I looked it up. And they say if you have one kidney, you're not gonna live any less time than if you have two kidneys. You're probably gonna pee more often.
Well, of course, but you also got to think of your consumption of like alcohol and other things that your kidneys need to process.
Well, I mean, what's more important, alcohol or student debt? If you're weighing down the priorities and saying, "Am I going to be in debt for the rest of my life?" and that's a yes, then you sell your kidney, man. No other way about it.
Sure.
Would
you could also kind of work off your debt,
Well, I mean, that takes so much time.
My kidneys are probably useless. Let's be real here.
Why are kidneys useless?
Well, because I'm diabetic.
There's plenty of diabetics.
So
that's just a better market. You can sell your kidneys to diabetics.
Diabetics in need.
Sure. Diabetics in need of kidneys, yeah.
I'll scam some people and sell them my pancreas. There you go.
Yeah. You can really sell any part of the body.
Sure.
I would sell my kidney for student debt. I think that'd be a good decision.
Yeah, maybe we should carve up a turtle over here, man. He says his kidneys are perfect.
Really? That means yours are worth like 1/3 more.
Turtle, where are you at, man?
He's currently giving away his kidneys.
We'll contact that doctor that's giving you surgery. What'd you say? It was on Friday? Yummy kidneys. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think the most appetizing organ would be?
I think people would like the liver. I mean, someone ate the liver.
Liver? Yeah.
I'm not a liver guy. Apparently, liver tastes different than all the other parts of the body, like a chicken or something.
Apparently.
Or any animal.
Apparently.
Maybe they eat the liver.
Yeah, I feel like liver is probably the best. Because, like, you think about it, like, we eat the livers of, like, other animals. But we don't really eat other parts of the animals, Other organs.
People eat the tongues of other animals.
Yeah, tongues. I think that's specific Mexican cuisine thing.
Yeah, I think
can't remember what it was called exactly.
I think they eat a cow's tongue, like specifically.
Well, bones aren't organs; they're bones. We definitely eat bones. Yeah, chicken broth.
You can't eat bones.
Well, no, you basically the marrow. You could eat that.
Do you make a soup out of the marrow?
Yeah, I mean, you just basically toss the bones in a fucking broth, boil it up, make bone broth.
What do you mean, bro? I've never had bone broth. That sounds weird.
It's probably not too bad.
Is it good?
I don't know.
You never tried it? Would you try bone broth? Would you try human in general? You said you would, right?
Yeah.
Good,
Just once.
Because
I might not like it, but yeah.
I think there's a famine coming,
Yeah,
so that's good. You survive. You'll make it.
could certainly be. Could certainly
How
be.
long have we been talking?
For about an hour and 10 minutes now, so could end pretty soon if you wanted to.
If you want, I mean, let me check my little list here.
Sure. What else you
What's
got?
something I want to say before that I don't have to wait a week to say again?
Certainly.
Would you consider aliens people? If we do find aliens and they do come here, are they people? Like, do they have human rights?
Like,
what do you think? You think they should give me human rights? But they wouldn't be humans. Then we'd have to make them like life rights or intelligent life rights.
They definitely have rights. They'd probably have similar rights to regular people, depending on the government.
I don't know. You think they have like the right of freedom of speech and stuff? What if they have like a galactic federation, but it ends up they're like so tyrannical? Like they don't have freedom of speech. They can't like do this or that. Can't own guns. What if it's like that?
Are we gonna red pill the aliens?
I mean, are we gonna have like a American Revolution for aliens?
Well, I think that. I mean, I don't think we're gonna give them guns, dude. Because if you think about it, if they are spacefaring enough to
they already have
contact
guns,
us,
I imagine.
Yeah, they probably have something that's far more advanced than what we have.
But like, do you think they are allowed to own guns and like allowed to speak their mind?
I'd say it really depends, but I that's a difficult thing to think of.
If it's a federation, I imagine it's like a democracy, right? Like sort of.
Could be. Could also be that they're kind of like puppets and they're forced into it.
Maybe.
Because like if you think about it, let's say something. Like let's say the U.S. decides to take out the Philippines again, right? Like they don't really have much of a choice. They kind of have to, you know. Because like we're so powerful compared to them. If we think about it on like a galactic scale,
that's why earlier
aren't really that advanced.
That's why earlier I thought the aliens were screwing us over. Because what are they telling the U.S. government? Like, hey, do our bidding, or like we like drop a nuke on you.
Could be.
Like, they just playing with us.
Things will glad.
He said, "You either help us or like we help ourselves."
I think this was actually a statement from it was like George Bush or something during the 9/11 attacks. He was like, I think it was towards the leaders of Iraq, but he's like, if you like, God, what was it? Give us access, or we're gonna bomb you back into the Stone Age.
Oh yeah, that was crazy when he said that, dude.
So like, I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. He was mad at the moment. I get it, 9/11, but
yeah.
If you said that now to like a Muslim country, you get canceled.
He canceled.
You get canceled. You get George Bush. Every president has committed war crimes to some degree.
Probably.
Well, like not every, like every modern president.
Sure. Yeah,
every modern
president. Probably aware of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Gosh, what was this?
I bet there's some we don't even know about.
It was the CIA, if you remember this, way back in when JFK was around. They came to him and be like, "Hey, could we basically commit domestic terrorism and blame it on another country?" And he rejected the offer, of course. But now you got to think of it. Did the U.S. government know about 9/11, kind of thing?
Oh yeah, they kind of. I heard reports that they had like information that it was going to happen, but the FBI was like, "Yeah, how bad could it be?" Because this was before all the terrorist attack happened. This is like terrorist attack like these were new. They didn't know what scale they'd go to.
I believe what Snowden said, which he was like one of the a spy basically, like working in the CIA and shit. He stated that a lot of these different government organizations had the pieces, but they never liked working together. So then and if they did work together properly, as their government should, then they probably could have stopped 9/11.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fucked up. But yeah.
If they had all just holded hands.
Well, it's like the idea of like sharing information, right? they kind of refuse to do that. It's like, no, I want to be the one that cracks this case.
And that kind of screws everyone at the end because you do it too late.
Exactly. We're like to a point where, all right, well, it's too late now. Now it already happened. Can't crack the case.
Can't crack. There's no more case.
Exactly.
The case cracked itself.
Yeah, literally. But yeah. Yeah. Jeez.
Damn, dude.
All right, what else you got on the list, Chief? Or you think we're done for today?
Yeah, this was it's been nice.
It certainly was.
Thank you for all who watched and all who joined.
Yeah. We'll probably see you all somewhere later in the week, probably Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, we're doing this one like on today, Tuesday, because we missed it on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I missed it. I fell asleep. My bad.
We're not naming names or anything, but someone
not naming names. Yeah, someone fell asleep. May or may have not. Cannot confirm or deny. But yeah, anyhow, thank you all for watching. Thank you for the follows. Thank you, Joel, if you're still here, or if you're listening in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Davids, for sitting and listening.
Front row seat.
Yeah, front row seat. A little ahead of the stream delay. But yeah, thank you all. Anyhow, see y'all next week. We'll probably be hopefully clipping all this. And generally around 7 or 8 p.m. CST. Generally around those times.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter as well.
Yeah, we actively kind of post when we're doing stuff on Twitter. We'll definitely be probably clipping this and hopefully putting it up on YouTube, and hopefully there won't be any issues like last time. But yeah, anyhow.
Where Susan kind of just gives a ZO.
Yeah. Alrighty.
We'll see ya. Have a good one.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, you don't have a social media? Oh, good. We'll link that for you there, Chief. Give me a hot minute here. I'll post it up in the chat for you.